Hi everyone, welcome to Deadline Dilemmas. Praz, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing very well. A good week for me, so happy to be here. And last week we missed you. I had Chai on, and we had a nice little chat. But yeah, you were missed.
Yeah, well, thank you. I've missed chatting FPL to you as well. It was I was at the FCAs, which obviously Scout done really well. They won the Hall of Fame award, so it was
Yeah,
nice to see the
that was
team.
incredible.
That
Yeah.
was really big achievement. So that was really nice and fully deserved. It's good to see Sam and some of the Scout crew there picking up the award. That was well
Yeah,
received.
I was at the Anfield one the year before. This year I couldn't make it, but no, I heard it was a great event as ever.
Yeah, everything. You know what was nice, Praz? It was nice to see because normally we get to at times meet each other at certain gatherings, and they're normally a bit more informal. This one, everyone was dressed, to perfection. It looked really
Yeah.
nice. I saw a different perspective of the
You were in a
FPL.
black tie, weren't you?
I was fully tuxedo out, Praz. Let me just tell you,
Nice,
it was yeah. That's a rare
nice.
sight myself as I work from home unless I'm meeting clients. So it's not often you get to dress up. So yeah, so it's good. But overall, good event. Well done to everyone that won awards and whatnot. Chai, thank you very much. You done a great job. I caught up on the show as well. So yeah, thank you for covering, mate.
Lovely.
So Praz,
Where
so
should
you're
we
saying you
start?
had a let's make a start. Let me your season continues. I can see why you're smiling, Praz. Your season continues to get better and better.
It's just lucky, man. What can I say? Yeah, I mean, that Haaland Cunha move we talked about 3 weeks ago. You remember that? How well that has gone? I can't explain it myself. Like, how can Cunha outscore Haaland by like 30 points in 3 weeks? Um, Salah's going mad, and then you know what was really worse to make it worse for people who don't have Salah and have Haaland? Like in the Champions League, Haaland only scores a brace, Salah misses a penalty. So if that
Yeah.
happens on an FPL weekend, people are losing their shit, right?
Yes. Yes.
But because it's
Yes.
Champions League, people are like, yeah, move on. Salah's in form, Haaland's not in form. You know the drill.
I'll tell you what, Praz, I've run out of words to describe this season. So I'm loving it. Me and you on here, Deadline Dilemmas, is perfect for the audience because we've got both spectrums covered. Every week, I've got dilemmas everywhere, and I'm having a difficult season. And you, Praz, your ones are just flowing. So you're getting to see, when you're watching this, you're getting to see both sides. We're going to cover everyone because I'll tell you what, Praz, what you just explained, that scenario there, I got fully caught up in it. And I'm going to
Yeah.
explain to you because we missed a week. So if I tell you the moves I done and what happened.
Yeah, show me your team. Tell me your
All
path.
right, first of okay, but you missed the week. And if I tell you what happened in that missing week, that is terrifying. Let me show you where I'm at now. I've given
Okay.
in, Press.
Oh,
The
you have
headline,
sold Haaland.
I've been defeated, Press. I've been
Okay.
defeated. The last 6 game weeks or the last 5 game weeks, I looked at Haaland's XG and the correlation with points with all the 4 premiums. I've done it in one of my videos. And I just sat there in awe. There were weeks, Praz, when Palmer was getting 10 points with a 0.05 and Haaland's getting 2 or 5 points with 2.33. The maths, I couldn't understand what was happening, Praz. And yeah, what can I say? So I've given in. So the headline this week, I made a transfer, Praz. I made a transfer. I know you made a transfer. Well, actually, I'm not going to give that away as well. But
I have as well. But go back first to your last week. So you had
oh my
Haaland
God,
and
do I
who?
need to tell you? Do I need? I almost feel him.
Okay, tell me this week so that I can then backtrack what your team was last
I'll
weekend.
tell you exactly what I've done. So, Praz, you're going to laugh at this. It's the worst. A lot of this season, I've been unfortunate. Now, when I tell you the move I done last week, I think you might say that wasn't unfortunate. I think I had to feel some pain there. But let me tell you what happened. So the week before, I done a triple move. And I think I took out Trent, Foden, and who was my other striker? I can't remember now. But anyway, came in, believe it or not, this is going to make you laugh. I had Cunha. I
You
had
took out Cunha.
Cunha.
Oh my God! And that's the week you
No,
didn't pod.
no, let me tell you, it gets worse, Praz. You're gonna. It's actually disturbing. But you need to hear it. It's good for everyone because, and I'll tell you the reason behind it, Praz. Anyway, I've done the triple move. I had them in my team, but I still captained that week. I think I still captained. I had Salah in my team. So okay, but this week, is it this week now? I took out. No, one of the weeks. I think I'm missing a week before, Praz. I'm getting it confused. Basically,
Okay.
I've done that triple move. I had him in my team for a week. But then after, when Haaland flopped again, I was desperate. Yeah, I think that was the last game. I was I've had enough. I thought, right, you know what? I'm getting rid of Haaland. And then I bought in Isaac, and I think I got rid of Acuna, Pras. Yeah,
But not this week. Last week.
That was last week. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
I'll tell you the exact moves. 1 minute. Let me tell you the exact move so you can actually feel the pain, because it was.
I'm already in pain. I think I've woken up my kids after shouting, "Did you sell Cunha?"
Yeah, well, even they would be. I don't think they would make that move, and I'll tell you the reason behind it. First of all, let me give you the full detail, because it is actually important. We missed a week, and this path is very bad. I'm going to tell you right now, because it is good to go through. And the reason behind it, I didn't just have I mean, it was a crazy move, but there was a reason behind it. You just stay there, Price. I'm going to bring it up right now. I'm just bringing up
take your time.
I'm bringing up the transfer history. All right, let's do this. So, okay. So the week before, that's it. On the 3rd of November, I made Calvert-Lewin to Cunha. That was a perfect move. I had him.
Yes.
Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful move.
Beautiful move. Exactly. I was actually smiling. I thought, okay, that's a good move.
Yeah.
But then I think I still had Haaland, and he annoyed me. That wasn't a problem. And then the week after that, I done a triple move. I done João Pedro for Cunha, Mohamed Salah for Foden, and Hall for Trent. Now, the reason Cunha went, I know what you're thinking, Price.
Because he needed funds to get Salah. I understand.
Bingo. And I could have, there was only 2 options I had, Price. There was either Gabriel from defense, so Gabriel and Trent and Foden, but then in my head, it bugged me that I knew Arsenal defense, I'm going to want it. So I was doomed. And all of this thinking was because I still wanted to keep Haaland.
Yes.
If I just avoided the move, which I've already done this week, Praz, I would have been so much more better off. So, and do you want to know more? Do you want to laugh even more, Praz?
I'm not laughing. I'm just, I'm a little bit in shock and a little bit sympathetic.
I had to soak up all of this last week. I was actually in a combination of laughing and crying. So here this is not the good part. So João Pedro's a good move, Price, no problem.
Yeah,
it might have taken a bit of the pain, but what I went and done, because I was a genius, I benched him and played Raul Jimenez instead, because I thought the minutes between them two. So
but that was fine. That was fine. But now I can understand. But you played Rodgers over him.
When for
and
last
Semenyo?
Let me tell you. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, Perez. Yeah.
I think Jimenez was okay because he was home to Wolves.
That's what it was.
I thought Jimenez was Pedro.
In my head, I thought Jimenez was a 70-minute, 75-minute player, and he missed that open goal, by the way. Okay, just to rub salt in the wound here, Perez.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did. Yeah, he missed the empty goal, and then what was the other thing? And I thought Pedro's minutes, Praz, were going to be an issue, which was correct. But the difference was the punishment was so extreme.
It was.
I'll be honest with you, Praz. Yeah, the punishment was so extreme. It was unreal. So yeah, I played what you said. Yeah, I played Rodgers and Semenyo. That's exactly what I've done. Yeah, I'm looking at the team now. So Pedro was first sub.
Okay, long story short, you've done it now. So you've sold Haaland for Isak. When did you do that? Would you do it like before Isak played or something?
I've done it way before he played. I was completely I was hinged. What did they say? Yeah. So by then I was already thinking, what happened? I mean, I was just sitting there laughing last week, thinking, how can I have got through this combination? But yeah, I done it last week. Yeah, I done it before he played. Yeah.
So but now you have like 7 million in the bank or 6 million in the bank?
6.7 million. Yeah, 6.7 million. So
you got to take a hit and use that money.
100% price. And I'm going to tell you the 2 options. Either I come back with, begging and take Cunha back for Raul Jimenez, or the 2 options, or Semenyo or Rodgers. One of them can go for Saka. They're the 2, in my mind, they're the 2 obvious picks. I've still got problems in defense as well. So even after that, the upcoming weeks, there's no way of saving me transfers because there's issues there. Mikalenko.
That's okay. When you sell Haaland, that's what I went through over the last 3 weeks. I've made a transfer every week.
Yeah.
Basically, you want to spread that money very quickly, right? So, I've luckily avoided hits, but basically, you need to spread that money at some point. So, start from your defense. Your goalkeeper looks fantastic this week.
Goalkeeper looks good.
Sells home to Ipswich.
Yeah.
Your defense.
Hall against Crystal Palace, Mikalenko against Manchester United, and then I've got Gabriel, who's yellow flagged, but we're hoping he's going to be okay.
Yeah, so
against
Mikalenko
West
is the
Ham.
big issue here, which is
Yes.
fine. Like this doesn't need to be fixed this week, especially because
No,
there's no
it's
real
not. It's
pick
not
there.
super urgent now, especially unless the only way. Again, if I had obviously the a wild card, preferably, I would change him for a double Arsenal defense, but that's not feasible. Midfield, I've got Haaland, Saka, and Bumo, and currently Rodgers. But we just spoke about a potential move there, who that could be. Up front is Raul Jimenez, João Pedro, and Isaac. In the Fabianski first goalkeeper sub, and then I've got Semenyo, Lewis, and Greaves. So Semenyo can't play; he's red flagged. And I've got Lewis, obviously, him and City are being hideous. So that's a problem against Liverpool. I don't want to play him there, of course. But
I mean,
yeah,
I would do Rodgers to Saka, man. No
that's what
brainer.
I'm thinking. But it's you say Rodgers comfortably. Why not Semenyo? You think both of them two have got good fixtures, Praz?
Yeah, they do, but Semenyo's a different. He's way more attacking. He
Yeah,
doesn't have the whole Champions League issue. Um, like his minutes seem secure now that he's going to have a rest as well in one of the weeks. So like one of the three, the games that come back to back, I just think he's a slightly better pick that you want. And now that you have Haaland money floating
yeah,
around, go for the more expensive option. Like I think when I did it 2 weeks ago, I sold Semenyo instead of Rodgers because I was still not sure, right? I didn't want to like
yeah,
spread all the money. I still wanted to keep a cheap fifth mid in case I change my mind, in case things, if it doesn't go to plan. But I think in your case, you just do it. And in my case also, I was worried that Semenyo has 4 yellows. What if he gets the fifth? In your case, now you know exactly that he's missing
yeah.
this game week and you don't
Exactly.
need him this game week.
Yeah,
So you're good to go. And look at your team next week. Like even if like you don't need to get Cunha, because if you have this team, you could play Semenyo next week.
yeah. You can.
And you're okay. So maybe you in a couple of weeks you decide, actually, you know what, Cunha, I don't really need. I can go straight to Jackson, or I can do something else. So that's how you'll be different, right? I mean, if you make the same moves as people who made it 3 weeks ago, then you're never going
Praz,
to catch them.
I tried to do that, Praz, and every week I was getting dismantled, Praz. That was my original plan. And the irony was my differential was arguably the greatest goal scorer in world football who stopped scoring. I mean, the chances were there, but so that move was genuinely one of my efforts. We reached a stage where I was thinking, you know what? It's not a bad option that we've got someone like him who is so formidable. We knew City were having a little wobble, but his chances were still there, Price. He was scoring.
Yeah, he was. He's absolutely fine, man. Like I've
It,
spent my team selection video and the video on the wire saying exactly the same thing.
yeah.
It's just bad luck. Like there's
The
nothing else.
punishment, though, I'll tell you something, Price. This season, what I found unique, it's not just that combination of things what I've done there. That was a bit of a weird one. You know what? I haven't done that this season. That one there was a strange one. But even before the previous, say, 11 weeks, small moves, which they're either 50-50 moves, the punishment has been so harsh. And what I mean by that is obviously in FPL terms, is the scoring, the player I either bench or don't play or could have brought in. The one that I don't have would score 10. The one I do would either get 1 or 2. It's been very, very extreme this season. I haven't experienced that. Because I looked through my team thinking, how have I got to this situation, Praz? Every week, me and you are discussing it. If I was doing crazy maverick moves, you would have pulled me up and said, Mo, you can't be captaining Raul Jimenez or something crazy like that. So every
Yeah.
week I looked through my team and it was being a solid team. Very
But
template at
hear
times.
me out. Hear me out. It's just 1/3 of the season that's finished, right? Less than 1/3. There's 2/3 of the season left. Lots of chips left. Double game weeks left. Relax. Just keep making good moves. You don't need to panic. Yes, it's been a terrible start. Will you win FPL this year? It's looking unlikely.
It's very
So,
unlikely, Praz, yeah.
but it doesn't mean that you need to go rogue or you need to basically completely give up on the season. It's way too early, right? At the moment, just think about who are your priority picks. Things will change next week, right? Like things could happen in your favor as well. Like Cunha gets injured, everybody has a transfer to make. You didn't go Cunha for whatever reason. Things can happen. Just keep getting good picks. Like Saka and Isak are great picks this week.
They're good picks, yeah.
Next week, get a Trent. Like people can't afford Trent back.
I just sold Trent 2 weeks ago.
Doesn't
And I'll tell
matter.
you,
Doesn't matter.
I mean, no, I know Praz, but that even him, he's one makes me smile as well, Praz. You need to get it out of the system, like you said, some therapy. So Trent, I had him for 8 weeks thinking £7 million, good player. Yes, Liverpool started off with clean sheets and then it kind of veered away. But then Praz, I kept him for that run of 6 or 7 blanks. Against Aston Villa, he came off in 24th minute. They kept a clean sheet. I just sat there and I was laughing. It was my team, so I want us to win, obviously. I don't want us to think, don't get it. But I did sit there and had a chuckle and said, you know what? Sometimes it's just not meant to be your season. Like literally, the punishments were so that's an example, Prez. So 7 weeks of playing in 1.2.1.2. You're thinking, no, be patient. He's an elite player with an elite team. He came off Prez on the 24th minute. I knew for a fact Villa weren't scoring. They could have bought on R9. They were not scoring. So yeah, but your point is, I agree with you, Prez. I won't be going crazy. In a way, what I've gone through, what I've decided to do now is almost just go back to almost a template team, just to calm it down a little bit, because every week I was dying, and then maybe hopefully build from there. Seriously, Prez, that's actually my strategy. I couldn't look forward now and start thinking of any comeback picks or some original pick. No, I'm not doing that for now. Let me just get in Saka and whatnot, and then just have a couple of weeks of hopefully stable scoring.
Right.
And then
makes sense.
Yeah. I would have been all right, President. The weeks ago, if instead of going Palmer, I went Salah and Haaland, I would have survived a bit of pain. But going without him, and then Palmer slowed down big time as well, Prez.
Yeah, but he's been also a little unlucky, right? Last week, you see his miss,
I saw,
or not a miss, but
blocked it.
yeah. So it's just one of those things when you play around with premiums. Honestly, next week Haaland could score a brace, right? It's possible, and
I'm
so this is why
actually
people have
do it.
And so it is what it is. You got to ride it out and just hope that it turns around. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. It's a game. So look, you have to look at it as you can only predict. It's a coin toss, right? And it's not a 50-50 coin toss. Usually you make good decisions. That makes you like a 60%. So you're basically thinking, okay, I'm going to call heads. Heads has a 60% chance.
Yeah.
And you do it 4 times, it can be 4 times tails. And you just can't help it. It's okay. Like,
what's strange,
it was really, yeah.
I know exactly what you're saying. And even when it's happening, I'm thinking the same thing. I know that I've been playing FPL for 20 years now? Was it 19 years? So I know exactly what you mean, Press. But when you're going through it, it still doesn't feel that good.
I'm with you.
That's what it is. Even though exactly what you said, Press, I was thinking, you know what? I even went back and looked through my team week by week to see, have I been picking crazy teams? No. It's a template, boring team, actually, for the start. But some strange reason, either wrong captain or wrong transfer, every week's been punished harshly. And it's just, it's accumulated into this. But like you said, Prez, I'm not going to down tools. We keep going. There's still a long way to go. There's still a long way to go. So this is how I'm set up for this week, Prez. And the money's in the bank, like you said. This week, the 2 options in my head were either to go back, with my bowl and say, Cunha, please come back to me, or Saka, join the team. And I saw how he played. I think we all did. Very impressive against
Saka was electric.
I know. I mean, all of Arsenal. I mean, I looked at Arsenal very carefully, Prez, and I mean, I don't think Raya had a save to make. Maybe not good for save points, but it shows you their defense when they're on it, Prez. They had Nottingham Forest had 1 corner, no saves. I think they had 7 chances, but no big chances. I mean, it was, what they done basically. Arsenal went back to the strangulation mode, like no fun for you. So I was very impressed. So Saka for me is, I think, the -4 this week, Prez. What do you reckon?
Look, that's my midfield. So how can I say no? Like look at it in isolation. This team looks great. Like, forget about what happened in the past. This team looks good. Like you have the top 4. Your 4 midfielders are the top 4 captaincy choices this week, right? So it doesn't get better than that. I think in your attack, João Pedro is the guy to get. You already have him. Between Isak, Jackson, Solanke, I don't think there's much in it. I prefer Isak. You have him. He's on pens. So great. Raul Jimenez is playing Spurs, who again conceded 2 goals tonight. And, like Spurs are still a decent team to target. They don't have Vicario anymore.
Agreed.
They don't have Van der Ven. I don't think he's a bad pick. Like, you don't need to deal with him this week. Like, I think you have to deal with your one midfielder because he's Chelsea away. And then you have Semenyo who's not playing. So dealing with that midfielder first and then seeing where you want to go to Raul. Maybe you can get Havertz next week and try to be a little bit different in terms of how Arsenal you get. You can double up on attack instead of defense. Things will change next week. Things will evolve. And so you will find alternative paths that are also good, because the one advantage of selling Haaland is it gives you a lot of money and flexibility to go where you want, where you see opportunities. You could get Guardiola next week, right? Everybody's selling Guardiola. You say, actually, okay, I can see that even though Man City is struggling, their fixtures are now improving. These are just options. You could get Porro, so many good picks in the game that you can still be optimistic.
I'm in agreement with you, Pras. I'm a very, what's it called? I'm an optimistic person. So as I said last week, at the end of the game week, I can't lie to you, I did sit there thinking, oh, come on, when's this going to stop? But like you said, one day after the sulking was done, I was like, right, let's go again. So I made the move thinking, you know what? No problem. Like you said, fresh, clean slate. Let's go for it. So I am actually a couple moves away from actually being happy. I'm always going to be behind guys like you who started off well and a couple of moves ahead. That I think it puts me in a position where the team is not going to be outscored by the points that I have been getting outscored in the last couple of weeks. That's the I'm happy with. So one thing I was going to say to you, I think the move is going to be soon very popular to remove Mbumo. And I was thinking, do you just go now and suck out and keep Rogers and Semenyo? But then, I mean, but you're going to lose the Leicester game, isn't it, Praz? And then look, you've got, because I think he's going to be popular.
I don't think he's an important sell. Like Mbumo, home to Leicester, good pick.
Very
away
good
to
pick.
Villa, Newcastle at home, Chelsea away. He's going to play up top in all three of these games.
In the
because they
difficult
play
fixtures,
3-5-2, right?
Yeah.
Then he's Forest at home. Like, for me, he could be somebody I might sell, but I'm not rushing to it. He's not a problem. Like, a lot of people are looking, oh, one shot, whatever. Dude, just enjoy Mbumo points, man. Like, don't trust the guy, man. He's got everything. He'll get you points. So don't worry about him like, becoming a DCL or whatever. He's a good FPL pick. Unless you see something materially better, like, okay, Mbumo to Bowen, and you think Bowen is now really good. I think Bowen without penalties, with okay fixtures, is equal to Mbumo with penalties, with slightly harder fixtures. And none of the three that Mbumo is playing is like very hard, right? Villa give up chances, Newcastle give up chances, Chelsea give up chances, and Brentford are a good team against good teams. So I would say no panic on Mbumo. I certainly plan to have him the next 2 weeks. Because anyway, I think I was thinking of maybe moving him on to Bruno. And this is one topic of discussion tonight. Bruno played in that holding role. So basically one of the two midfielders.
Yeah.
And when Mount was amazing, by the way. He was really good in the game. And when Mount came off, everybody was like, okay, now Bruno will go back here and they will bring on somebody else like Eriksen or somebody else. Actually, Rashford came on and he played in the 10. So they had Garnacho and Rashford playing in the 10 and Højlund playing as the striker. So could you see that more happening? Yeah. So you could get the odd game because obviously it's a system that's being trialed and he's changing things, Amorim. But you could have a lot of games where Bruno is actually playing in the central midfield role. And today Man United scored 3 and he was not involved. Like, okay, he will still be somewhat involved. He's still Bruno. He's still sometimes greedy, comes ahead. But that's not the 8.5 million that I want to be paying. Like, I want the guy who's playing up top or basically in the front three. So I would, for the moment, say it's Bowen, Bruno as replacements. And I think none of them appeal that much that I'll be selling Mbumo next week. I don't think many people will be selling. If you want to, you can sell. But people who are, especially like me, who believe in a good bread and butter pick, they don't need to be removed as emergency. Like, if you was playing like Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal as 3 games, then okay, I can understand it. So that's my stance in terms of Mbumo, and I think we'll talk about it next week when it actually comes to the time of looking at selling it.
Yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. I thought it was worth mentioning because it is a topic of conversation, like you said. It's going to creep up on us. I think next week's show, Prez, I think that will be a discussion point because people, it is, in a lot of strategies. I think I was speaking to even James earlier on today, and we discussed that part as well. So
right.
Yeah, but Manchester United spoke about Bruno there, Press, quickly, or some of the Man United assets. It does seem like there's obviously it's obvious. A lot of experimentation is going on there, Press, in that squad with the players. He's trying out a lot of stuff. I don't see me, or I'll be surprised even if you go there this early, especially with there was 3 juicy fixtures. They're gonna go now, and then after
this is the last one this week, which is Everton home, and then you have Arsenal away. You know how Arsenal are playing, and then you have Forest at home. Forest are okay, like at home you can still take them, but Man United are still fragile, right? So Forest could have a good game there. Then you have Man City away. Same logic, like Man City are also a little bit fragile, but why would you do it? Like, right now, there's so many moving parts. Like, will Højlund be cemented up top, or will it be Rashford and Højlund sort of rotating a little bit? Will it be Mount who'll play the 10 with Garnacho, or will Ahmad play there? Menu play there? Menu's going to be fit soon. Will Bruno play a little bit on the 10, or will he be more withdrawn? In defenders, like Dalot didn't start today, so Dalot could be okay. But in terms of wing backs, you can see that he's clearly preferring a midfielder to play right wing back. So Ahmad played in the first game. Anthony played today. left wing back. Okay, Dalot played last game, and then this one Malacia played, but at halftime Dalot came in. So there is so many moving pieces. I think right now the best pick that I can say, if you really, really are desperate for a Man United pick, is Mazraoui. Like, he's playing really well, but he's playing right centre back.
He's playing centre
So
back, isn't he?
yeah,
It's not
but he got an
ideal.
assist tonight, but it's still not you can find better value, because Man United are still struggling defensively. It will take time for them to learn the system. So I would say just wait, man. If you have one or two, keep them this week. Next week, reevaluate. If you don't have, don't touch, chill, and we revisit in 3-4 weeks.
I totally agree. Let the Arsenal, Nottingham Forest, and Man City fixtures go. Have a watch. You get a bit more of an idea. Then you might be able to. Something might pop up. And I agree with you, Mazraoui. He's been playing very well, and he does get permission when Man United are squeezing a team. He's very high up, and he gets permission to join into the midfield and contribute. So yeah, but obviously prefer a more attacking defender if you are going to pick one. But yeah, so Pras, let me go back and just finish up. We go to your team. So that's me. This situation. More than
So tell me about your captain. What's your decision?
That's a good one. Currently on Palmer, who's my favourite for this week. Before I even looked at any stats, Praz, I like the fixture. I know Aston Villa are a good team, and Unai Emery is capable of doing, putting a solid team out and frustrating Chelsea. But I like the fixture, Praz. I like the fixture. I like on this one here, and the numbers we're going to look at, we'll go to them soon to have a look, almost back this as well. So even
let's go to that player data.
We go to them now. Let's go on there.
Yeah.
Because that gave me
this one.
Let's have a look. Yeah. So that gave me confidence, actually, Press, because I was sort of thinking Palmer before I even saw anything. When I saw this, I did have a little smile thinking, okay, even the data supports it a little bit. What's your take on the Palmer?
No, I'm firmly on Palmer, man. Like, I think, do you have the next slide after this, which Rob T does in terms of expected points?
Yes, we do. This one
has so this is an interesting one.
But yeah.
So of course, when people look at the previous slide, they go, "Oh my God, João Pedro is the best captain." But you have to remember, João Pedro gets 4 points for a goal, right?
Yeah.
Palmer gets 5. So this is basically adjusted for how many FPL points you actually get for a goal. This is not adjusted for the expected clean sheet odds as well. If Chelsea happen to keep a clean sheet, Palmer gets a point, João Pedro doesn't. So here it's quite clear that Palmer is the top captain, even not accounting for minutes. Like, he should get more minutes than a João Pedro. He should get more minutes than, I guess, similar minutes to a Saka, Salah, or Mbeumo.
I think they're both, I think those three will get solid minutes.
Exactly. So it's between them. So I think the popular captaincy will be Salah, and he's fine. Like, you can look at him here. He's decent, 2.54, but Palmer is like one notch above. Now, you may say, okay, the markets are wrong. They don't understand. Man City are really rubbish right now. But man, one day it'll turn, right? It's not going to be, they're not going to lose 12 games in a row. Like, no. I hope they do, but they won't. So that, the reality is that when you're going against a Man City captaincy, you are taking a little bit of a risk. Like, they could have a good game. They've got a lot of centre backs coming back. Diaz is back. Akanji is back. Ake is back. Guardiola is back. Well, Guardiola is always back.
Yeah.
Stones is back. So you can already see that he's forming this structure where there's really like 4 centre backs for protection. He already on the midweek had like his controlling wingers, Bernardo Silva and Grealish, which he really likes to basically bring the game some control. And so I can see that as a little bit of not so easy game. I think Liverpool win. I think it's like a 2-1, 3-1 even that Liverpool win.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Palmer can do better. Like, he has a better range. Like, Chelsea could draw, or Chelsea could also win 3-4-1. So I feel there's a little bit of a higher upside with Palmer. I think minutes look better for Palmer. Salah played full 90. Palmer has not played a single minute. He's not traveled. The whole Chelsea team, in fact, has not traveled. They play an Aston Villa team that have basically been playing Juventus at home, but still. But a full team played almost 90 minutes apart from Watkins. So it's at the margin. I don't blame anyone if they're going for a Salah, even a Saka, even an Mbeumo. Mbeumo, I would slightly say there's new manager bounce. Like, it's not the same Leicester team. So there's for me, Palmer is the cap.
Yeah, I second that. I do think Salah is an incredible pick anyway, even of what you said of regarding City Press, because he tends to perform against them even when they're flying, actually. So you'd like to think, in theory, that a weakened one. Vardy was very poor. That 3-3 draw felt like a defeat. You can tell confidence what it does to players, Press. We know these are world-class, but they've won 4 Prems in a row. And there's people making memes of them. I mean, this modern day football's crazy. They're still an elite team. They're having a big wobble. Salah is the kind of player that you don't want to come across. And the way he's playing at the moment, even when he's not involved in the game, he's popping up with 10 to 12 points. he's a good captain, but I do prefer Palmer. I'm with you, Praz, at the moment. I don't think I'm going to captain Salah. I did consider at one stage Saka against West Ham, but then I thought, nah, away game, leave that there. Even though Arsenal, we spoke earlier on, they look really, really good, and he was excellent as well. And West Ham have shown this season. I know it was a very good performance against Newcastle, Press, but West Ham have shown if they do concede, they can implode. That did play on my mind. It played on my
No,
mind a
I'm
little
bullish
bit.
on. I just feel with Saka, like not everybody owns him. Like he can score 20 points. I don't mind. I won't regret not captaining him.
Okay,
You don't need to do that.
You take the points.
Exactly.
I get your point there. Isaac and who else? João Pedro is actually a good pick, and the data supports it as well. Even with what you said, the difference between midfielder and striker scoring. What worries me is the minutes. They're still working him in. And we know Fabian loves him and wants to look after him. So I don't know. They're gonna have, maybe how much minutes does he get? 70 max here, Praz?
70, 80. Like if he's coming back, like I don't think that's enough, to be honest. Like to consider when you're competing against all these other midfielders who get more points for goals and point for clean sheet, and they will get 90 minutes. I just again, good pick. Happy to have him, but you don't need to like double down as such. Again, it's a long season. I think pick one of the midfielders. You don't need to go for a striker this week.
And having said that, Praz, look at the damage. He's got an 11-pointer and a 12-pointer in 25 minutes and 60 or something like that. So crazy, isn't it? I mean,
he won't do it every week.
No, come on, it's impossible. But you can see why the excitement is there for him this week. So so the captaincy, I think I'm in agreement with you, Praz. At the moment, it would take something very, I don't know, to change my mind. I'm kind of comfortable with Palmer as well. Totally agree with you. I think so. That's my decisions this week, Praz, and I think you've helped me actually with the who to go for Saka actually. So that's pretty useful. Let's look at your team, Praz. Let's go through your team, mate. If you take us through it, and
so
tell
my
us
team
your move as well.
So I already did DCL to João Pedro. Now nobody can fault me for doing that move. I had my patience. I've talked on this podcast many times on being patient. I saw through DCL's all good fixtures, and when they finished, I moved him to João Pedro. Now I'm actually very happy that I waited. There were weeks then I could have done João Pedro to Raul Jimenez. I could have done João Pedro to Chris Wood. I waited. I didn't get points, but neither did those guys necessarily. Like for 2 weeks, Chris Wood has blanked. Raul Jimenez hasn't done too much. So actually playing DCL, I just lost what I lost was 0.2 team value. But apart from that, now I get the striker who I really want. So I saved a transfer. And now my team looks very good. Like without sort of showing off, like I have the guy that you want. Like I have Cunha, Isak, João Pedro, and I have Saka, Salah, Boomer, and Palmer. So basically that's the front seven. I think you can argue front seven that everybody wants, but instead of Isak, you can get Jackson, you can get, whoever else you want. But this is the seven that a lot of people are sort of coveting towards. So I'm happy to have them. I'm happy to have double Arsenal defense, which I have been wanting for a while. So I got rid of Edison. So like these are the things I've been able to do because my team, I've been lucky with the team. I've been able to get rid of the utter rubbish that I had collected, which is Edison, DCL. And so I've upgraded them to much better picks. And basically this will be the plan next week as well. Now, next week I could do Pinnock to Konate, I could do something like that. And then basically I have Liverpool defense, I have double Arsenal defense, I have a really good front seven, I have Ait Nouri, who's essentially like a left winger. And so that's the path where I'm going towards this.
Totally. I mean, I wish I could find something bad to say about your team, Praz, but there's no chance. You're in it, like you said, excellent position. But I have to pull you up on you trying to justify keeping DCL. You can't, there's no. I know you tried to make good. You've had an amazing start to the season, and every one of your picks has been incredible. But that DCL one, he did stink up the place.
He was on the bench last week, so I'm not gonna because of DCL. I was able to play Cunha. How's that?
Fair play. No, fair play.
Because let's say if I had Raul Jimenez, he was home to Wolves, Cunha was away to Fulham. Maybe I would have played Jimenez over Cunha. So again, keeping DCL meant I benched DCL and I played Cunha. So there you go, DCL getting me points.
This is your way of trying to justify DCL, but we'll take it, Praz. I hear you. Don't worry. DCL was a stinking. He's one of the picks. Anyway, I got rid of him for a great pick, but unfortunately, he didn't last. But yeah, your team's good, Praz, and captaincy. You're not really. You said already. You're not looking to nowhere else.
I'm set on Palmer, vice captain on Saka, and I hope Salah does all right. Like Salah is going to be 120% EO, 130% EO.
Yeah.
So it'll feel strange to go against Salah for a change. Like I have enjoyed Salah this year like nothing. Like the reason for my good rank this year is basically I've only had 3 weeks in the first 12 weeks where I haven't owned Salah. Like a lot of people didn't have Salah from the beginning. I had him. A lot of people didn't have Salah in the last 3 weeks. I've had him. It was only wildcard 6 where he was playing Arsenal and Chelsea. I think it was Arsenal Chelsea, where I was like, okay, I can skip those 2 games. He got still goals in those, but those were the only weeks where I didn't have Salah. So I'm happy to have him. But this week, I think he can stay quiet. It's okay.
You know, Praz, this is the first time since Salah's joined Liverpool that I've not started a season with him. Of all the seasons to do that, Praz, of all on a season where his contract needs renewing. You know what? You know how players play when they need a new contract. Did you see Partey against Sporting? Yeah. How good he was. Yeah, when players need a new contract, they're on it because they know, you know. But yeah, nah, you're in a good place, Praz. I hope it continues. At the moment, everything's sort of falling in place. Good. Your planning and all the stuff that you said in previous weeks has actually come into play, to be fair. Of course, you need a bit of luck as well, like you said, with injuries and whatnot.
A lot of
you
luck.
You do need that. No matter how good your planning is and all your, you know, all the good thinking and stuff, you still need a bit of luck, and it's come through now. Are you nervous about Isaac? Or no, you're okay?
No,
yeah,
no, not at all.
Price.
I'm actually quite happy. Like people have watched. I don't think. Did you watch the West Ham game?
Yes.
Did you see how good he was? Like I think people have not watched it.
I'm amazed he didn't score, Praz.
Exactly, and the offside goal as well. And so people have decided, okay, he's not a great pick. No problem. That's what they said about Saka 3 weeks ago. That's what they said about Palmer 5 weeks ago. That's what they said about Salah in game week 1. No problem. Don't get Isak. I'm happy to have Isak. So, you know, we'll see. We'll see how he does. He's going to be in my team unless he's injured for the 2 games that I really want from him, which are Leicester and Southampton. Go to the fixtures again. I think it's Leicester and Southampton, isn't it? Which are coming up soon. Sorry, Leicester and Ipswich. So game week 16 is Leicester at home. Game week 17 is Ipswich away. Possibly even game week 18 when he plays Aston Villa at home. He's not going anywhere until that point. He could possibly stay even longer because he has Wolves at home, Bournemouth at home, Southampton away, Fulham at home. He is good for a while. So unless Wilson starts playing and he starts losing minutes, I'm not losing faith in Isak because he's a very good pick.
Totally agree. And even when Wilson came on, they kept Isak on the pitch. I think he's the main dude there, Praz. Like you said, during the Christmas period, yes, we have to be realistic. There's a possibility he either doesn't start one game or comes off early in one game. That's going to happen to everyone. You can't predict, I don't think, every player. It's such a busy period. Obviously, we know in the Premier League around Christmas, there's going to be a couple of things.
The only striker in the mid-price bracket that has actually penalties. Like Watkins doesn't have, Jackson doesn't have, Havertz doesn't have. Tonight we learned that Solanke doesn't have because Spurs got a pen and Son confidently took the penalty. So get your penalty taker who plays a lot of games over the Christmas period and enjoy. Like you don't need to overthink some positions.
No, I'm in agreement with you, Praz. 100%. 100%. You're in a I think there's nothing else to discuss in your team. I think it must have been quite satisfying to remove Edison, and you had that plan for some time. It even fell into your favor that he went down by 0.1. I did have a little smile when that happened.
Raya
I couldn't believe it. I was like, Praz is flying. He doesn't even need, his team value is already good. You don't need to give him a discount. But you got one as well, Praz. Yeah, unbelievable.
And now Raya's on the rise. Like people were selling Arsenal defense, and I was like, go on, keep this same thing. Oh, Arsenal defense is now really weak, and they're losing the touch. And now already first clean sheet, people are like, Arsenal look back. We should buy their defense.
Praz,
go on then.
Genius and jamminess is so close. It's so
exactly.
It's like this, Praz. Anyway, now I'm not gonna take nothing away from it, but fair play. The team's in a good place, Praz. Before we finish off, because I think we've covered all the dilemmas, we have a quick look at this, just the predicted goals and clean sheets for this weekend. I can see why you're talking about Mbumo. Look, he's the poster boy this week against Leicester, predicted to score more than 2 goals. You'd like to think he's going to be involved. It'd be hard to look at our teams without him in this week, isn't it? Very difficult.
Exactly.
Brighton.
Actually, what this tells me is there's no standout, right? There's nobody at like over 2.5. There's nobody at 50% clean sheet odds, even though the fixtures look easy.
Arsenal's one's pretty good though, Price. 42% is very good.
40 is okay. 50 is very good. But over 40 is good. Yeah, it's good, very good, but not excellent. But Arsenal is over 40 now forever. Like, enjoy over 40% Arsenal clean sheet odds forever now.
Yeah.
So that's just the reality of how the markets, the models, and everyone who is engaged should see Arsenal defense. They're the best defense in the league, and they will be.
Tottenham, people that have Tottenham attackers, there might not be a lot, but that's predicted. I'm quite surprised because Fulham have been good, but
Yeah, but
more than two
they've been, in terms of underlying numbers, they've been the best attack this year.
Yeah, who, Spurs?
Yes.
Yeah,
Most number of goals, best XG. They're just a team that keeps going for it, right? They don't control. They don't say, okay, now we're done. 2-0 up,
no,
down. They will keep going. And that's why they get these absurd results like the Villa one, like the Brighton one, even the Man City one. They just keep going, keep going. So that does feel like it's a little bit of a weakness not having any Spurs attackers. But then there's no obvious one. Like Johnson missed out one of the games. Maddison isn't starting every game. Kulusevski could be it, but then he's not their talisman. Solanke starts most games, but he's not on penalties. Sometimes he goes missing.
he goes,
So Son is expensive for his price if he's not playing over 80 minutes every game. So it's difficult. Like, it's a good attack, but you don't have a player to attack their attack.
Yeah, nothing's like solid. Like, I know exactly what you mean. And do you reckon this is after this fixture for Wood? Do you reckon he's a sell, or do people can still persist with him?
Wood is a sell, I think.
You reckon, after this fixture here, Pras?
The first fixtures are terrible after this. Like, I think you need to find a route to do something else. He's not an urgent sell, but I think you need to think about a route. Like, I don't think you need to keep when there's so many good strikers in the game, you don't need to keep a striker with bad fixtures.
Yeah. When there's so many options as well. I think you give him this fixture, Ipswich. He was actually on our chart, Pras. Where was it?
He's second.
Where he is. I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you definitely enjoy him this weekend, but after that, I think it's possible to go. Cool. I think, Pras, we've covered everything, mate. This has been very, very good for
All right. One last shout out from the Scout from me. They have a Black Friday offer. So if people are listening, this has been on a lot of videos already. We don't have the slide because Mo forgot, but I remember. And so what you need to do is basically all you need to do is sign up on Scout, and the members area is absolutely free for a week. So if you do it now, you get Game Week 13, Game Week 14, Game Week 15, the whole thing. And so you can basically go nuts, see the members area, do comparisons, get your stats, and then see if that's something that you like.
Yeah, definitely. I back Pras for that. It is incredible. The members area, I've got to be honest with you, definitely worth a look. And you got nothing to lose. It's free. So jump in and test it out.
Awesome.
And one more thing. Like and subscribe. How can we always forget, Pras? We always forget this. I know we've got it all over the page. I know, but we have to say.
You have like pop-ups all over. Like, it's on my forehead.
This is for you. So when you're sleeping tonight, you'll remember, Pras. But please like and subscribe. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. And leave any questions for Pras or me in the comments. All right, then, guys, listen. Good luck for this week. Remember, the deadline is tonight. You're going to be seeing this video on Friday midday. Make sure the deadline is tonight. Don't get caught out. On that note, see you later.
See ya.